Hi, PerspectaWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on the first day of the month of March, and it certainly appears that March is coming in more like a lion than a lamb. We had accumulating snow in much of the Mid-Atlantic region in the overnight hours, 3 or 4 inches in some of the suburbs of Philadelphia. DC metro region received anywhere from a coating down in the district to a couple inches north of town. Olney, Maryland, for example, came in with a couple of inches, and a little bit of snow in the New York City metro region. That is from storm number 1. Storm number 2 arrives late today, and especially in the overnight hours along the I-95 corridor. It could result in additional snow accumulations, especially to the north and west of the big cities. And then we have probably the storm with the biggest potential coming late Sunday night into early Monday. That storm will have the most available moisture to it, and it could result in some accumulations, perhaps even significant accumulations to the north and west of the I-95 corridor, especially north of the Mason-Dixon line. Still plenty of questions remain for the late weekend storm system, but again, that has lots of potential, and there can be some significant snow, at least on the northwest side of I-95 come late Sunday night into early Monday. Let's go through all the details. A very active weather pattern as we begin the month of March. First of all, this radar loop from Intellicast.com shows the residual moisture, the residual snow from storm number 1. Still hanging on with a little bit of a band in southeastern Pennsylvania. Some light snow, some light freezing drizzle, even in some cases what I call snizzle, basically light snow and drizzle combined in southeastern Pennsylvania all the way down into the DC metro region. Still some light snow across southern New England and the New York City metro region. Here we are, the next storm system starting to gather some strength here down in the southeastern U.S., all in the form of rain down there, but as it comes into the colder air tonight here in the Mid-Atlantic region, certainly looks like there can be a couple of inches of snow accumulation in areas north and west of the big cities, and we'll get into the details of that over the next few minutes. Another band of snow out across the northern plains. Right now a break in the action over California, but another storm about to pounce that state with significant rainfall along coastal sections from tonight through Sunday, and significant snow the higher elevations just inland. Well, let's take a look at last night's 6Z run of the NAM model. This is the higher resolution model, a slightly different model than the GFS, which is a synoptic scale type model. This tends to capture some higher resolution details when you're within the last couple of days of an event. First of all, storm number 1, we're seeing here the upper level energy associated with the first storm that threw some accumulating snow in the Mid-Atlantic region in the overnight hours. Here we go, another wave of energy down across the south central U.S. That will contribute to a developing storm along the Mid-Atlantic coastline late today, and especially in the overnight hours, and more upper level energy here over the northwest Montana region, and yet another system off the western seaboard, the western coastline, and again California looks like they'll get pounced with another storm system over the next couple of days. Now let's move forward here, and we'll see in hourly increments at first here from the NAM model. And here we go, that upper level feature over the south central U.S. moves into the Tennessee Valley, the Ohio Valley, and we'll see in a moment here on the surface map, surface low pressure rapidly intensifies late today and early tonight. Kind of a key player for the late weekend system as well. This is an important player here, because what it tends to do is pull in a little bit colder air on its heels for the latter part of the weekend in advance of the next system that comes late Sunday. Let's keep moving forward here, and we'll see that moves to the north and east, and again kind of be an explosion of the radar map in the early part of the evening here as we head into the weekend, and snow can break out north and west of the big cities here, and even into the big cities. And then we move forward here during the day on Saturday, and here's a major wave here now crossing over from the eastern Pacific into the western U.S., and we get into the day on Sunday. Here we are Sunday morning, not only vigorous upper level low over southern Canada, but a strong upper level feature over the central part of the nation. All that contributes to strong low pressure headed towards the mid-Atlantic region late Sunday night time frame. That will have plenty of moisture available to it. That's why there's a lot of potential with this system. It could produce some significant snows to the north and west of I-95, especially on the north side of the Pennsylvania-Maryland border, and especially in higher elevation locations. This is now Sunday evening. Let's go all the way into Monday morning. Here we are, a lot of energy here in the northeastern part of the country. And that third storm system, the one that comes late Sunday into early Monday, will be followed by Arctic cold for much of the nation. Especially during the first half of next week, will be way below normal. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and it looks like going through the entire week here in the eastern U.S. Way below normal for this time of the year, with an Arctic outbreak for much of the nation. Well, now let's take a look at the surface forecast maps. Again, this is using the 6Z run of the NAM model, the 12-kilometer version of the NAM model. Residual snow in the Mid-Atlantic region as we start the day on Friday, the beginning of the month of March. This is storm number 1. Here's storm number 2. Let's move forward here with the surface forecast maps. This basically winds down to a little bit of light snow, a little bit of light freezing drizzle or snizzle over the next several hours. May even be a complete break in the action with precipitation-free conditions during the midday and afternoon. Certainly there can be a residual rain or snow shower, a little bit of sleet this afternoon though. And then we look at storm number 2, and we saw a moment ago that it has an upper level feature supporting development at the surface. And here we go, a mixed bag probably arrives in the D.C. metro region at the end of the day, and then that system kind of intensifies quite dramatically here, and a decent snow breaks out north of the Pennsylvania-Maryland border, especially on the northwest side of I-95, and continues into the overnight hours. It can very well be another 2 or 3 inches of snow accumulation tonight north and west of I-95, north of the Pennsylvania-Maryland border, maybe even a little bit well to the north and west of the district. Again, intensification occurring here. Now we go into early Saturday morning. Continues to intensify down to 1,002 millibars from around 1,010 late this afternoon, early this evening. Snow across east central Pennsylvania, upstate New Jersey tomorrow morning, into the New York City and southern part of New England. That pulls away, draws in a little bit colder air, and certainly can play a role in the influencing the upper level pattern for the Sunday system. First of all, it tends to pull in a little bit colder air, and it also tends to maybe force that next system a little bit farther to the south and east. That can result in a colder scenario in the Mid-Atlantic region. Here we are now by Sunday morning. Lots of potential with this system because it will have plenty of moisture available to it. Snow on the north side, rain on the south side. Pretty much a dividing line here at this particular time, Sunday morning. Continue to move now into Sunday afternoon. Snow could break out everywhere north of the Mason-Dixon line. Maybe a mixed bag in the D.C. metro region. And there's going to be a battle zone setting up somewhere around the I-95 corridor between rain, sleet, and snow during this late weekend event. Areas that are more favorable for snow, certainly to the north and west of the I-95 corridor, especially in those higher elevation locations. Areas where rain is more favorable, south and east of I-95, especially near the coastline. Let's keep moving forward here. Snow, perhaps significant snow, not too far north and west of D.C. We'll have to watch that. In D.C. itself may be rain, but far north and western suburbs could be some snow here. Certainly all areas north and west of I-95, north of the Pennsylvania-Maryland border on Sunday night can have accumulating snow. That extends up into New York City and southern New England. Here we go now Sunday night and into early Monday. That storm pulls off the coast rather quickly. It is more or less a progressive type of system, so it will be relatively fast mover from Sunday afternoon into early Monday. Again, Many questions remain about that system that looks like a battle zone between the rain and snow. Will set up right near the I-95 corridor. The farther to the south and east this surface low moves, the colder the scenario, the more the snow possible north and west of the big cities. Certainly accumulations are possible late Sunday, Sunday night, early Monday, especially north and west of the big cities and especially north of the Mason-Dixon line. Before we get to that, we have another storm system to deal with tonight going into early Friday. That too can produce additional snow accumulations, especially north and west of the big cities. So a lot going on here over the next few days as we begin the month of March. That's it for now. And by the way, all of this will be followed by Arctic cold for much of next week. That's it for now. For PerspectaWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.